All right, we're gonna finish on a low note.
Challenge accepted. Hello, I'm Anthony Schneider, and today I'm singing Ravviso from La Sonnambula by Bellini. Il mulino, il fonte, il bosco, e vicin la fattoria. Vi ravviso, o luoghi ameni, in cui lieti, in cui sereni, si tranquillo, idi passai della prima gioventù. Cari luoghi, io vi trovai, cari luoghi, io vi trovai, ma quei dì non trovo più. Vi ravviso, o luoghi ameni, in cui lieti idi passai della prima gioventù. Cari luoghi, io vi trovai, cari luoghi, io vi trovai, ma quei dì non trovo più. Cari luoghi, io vi trovai, ma quei dì non trovo più. Non trovo più. Non trovo più.
Can we just work on that much? Okay. Do you mind? They wanted to clap anyway. So, do you want to share with them how long you've been working on this piece?
Like 4 weeks. This is the first time I've sung it in public.
What I really appreciate about all of the singers for this is I asked them to bring stuff that isn't polished and like completely perfect and ready to go that they've been working on their whole lives. Because a lot of times, you know, there's not a lot of room for adjustment when something is really ingrained. But it's also really scary to bring something out. You've never sung this in public.
No.
Yeah.
I've had like, you know, a lesson and a coaching and another coaching, but
yeah,
you know,
that's it.
Other than that, it's like,
yeah.
whew.
That's so cool. And I think it's interesting for us too to see, like, let's look at an aria in its infancy, you know, and see where we go, which is really cool. So there's really just kind of one thing I'd love to sort of play with on this and see what comes. And I'm a little bit out of my territory on this, so have some patience with me, and I may very well not be on a good track with this. And tell me if I am, or not. But I'm curious about it.
Yeah.
One of the things I hear in watching younger singers come up, especially the ones that have a slightly bigger voice, whatever that means, I find that they sing big. Which is, I think, not always the most efficient thing. If somebody, it's a little bit like somebody tells you, oh, wow, you have a big voice. And you start going, oh, yeah, I do. You know, and you start singing big.
Yeah.
Rather than you were just singing, and what came out was a sizable instrument. Okay? Because what I get from you a little bit on this, where it has to be line, line, open, open, I heard it a little bit this morning, is we get a vocal channel that's a little bit like this.
It's a bit broad and it's a little stuck.
Yep. Because where do you go from here? You know, Sam Raimi never sings like this.
Yeah.
He sings, wow, Ferruccio Furlanetto. Right?
Yeah.
They end up having big voices because they're always singing efficiently, acoustically.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, I don't want to, this is tricky, like I say, this is tricky territory because I'm not sure what technically to tell you other than to throw you a few images.
Yeah, sure. No, let's do it.
I'd love you to find that eye of the needle that Daniel had.
Sure.
Your eye might be slightly bigger than his was. And I'd love, and I'm not asking you to come off your voice, to change. I'm just asking you to go a bit more instead of, Vira viso, vira viso. And then, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, and just not the rest of it, but from where we start, vira viso.
Vira viso.
But again, it was easier?
Yeah.
Cool. It's brighter. One of the things we talked about in the panel this morning, can I tell your age?
Yeah, sure.
It's 25. Baby bass. Yeah. What? And one of the things you were encouraged by our brilliant panel today was to not sing old.
Absolutely.
To keep it young.
Yeah.
And it's a little tricky because all your parts are going to be, as they say, throw a beard on you and go.
And you listen to all of the famous recordings, and there are all these basses that have so much experience, and so their voice sounds like blah, 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 blah. So then you go, oh, this is how I sing it. Oh! And then you
never.
No.
Never.
I know. And
but the temptation is there.
The temptation is still there, even if you're like, okay, I'm going to do a really nice, clean sound, and you go, and suddenly something subconscious just clicks, and you're like, oh, I'm back in that space. And like you're saying, and then the game before it, like I've had time to establish the game plan, and especially in this piece, which is so on the cusp in a really tricky area in my voice, it's so easy for it to just go, oh, I'll hold on to something because it's so much easier than trying
Is it really easier?
It's not easier.
No. But we think it is. We think it is. And here's the tricky thing. I mean, it's a good sound that you're making.
Yeah.
But what you don't have, you're very smart, you're a very intelligent and awake guy. But what you really don't have, and you can't have it until you get it, is perspective.
Yeah.
And singing good at 25 as a bass is fine. You might win some competitions. You might get into a young artist program. And then you're going to hit 33 and 35, and your voice is going to be in this groove. It's like, you know, when you, the tire groove, it's going to, and it's going to become immobile.
Yeah.
And it's going to become old.
And then you
get
this wobble, and then you see this starting to go.
Yeah. So you have to mentally put, and you can do this, and you already kind of are, put in this place that you're going to aim to sound younger for a while. With your voice, not coming off of it, not altering it, but your aim is more slender.
Absolutely.
You know, and not singing into what you've been told is a big voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, the second you go into imitating a sound, you're manufacturing it somehow, and it's not your organic sound. And we want you. That's what we want. Okay? I think one of the things, too, this is a little bit, I feel with you what Amalia was doing, is it's coming down. Vira, visa, vira, vi. It's happening from up here above and not down here.
Absolutely.
But I feel like you're living in this part of your more.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you, don't hate me, can you sing this all on E?
Sure.
Just, you know, kind of what we were doing with Daniel, all one line but on E. The idea E, the back of your tongue is up. It's kind of the most open vowel, oddly enough, because your tongue is the most out of your throat.
Yeah.
Everybody go E, ah, E, ah, E, ah, E, ah. Feel how your tongue drops to the back? And E, it's way up. That means that your throat is way open. E, yeah. There you go. E. Don't back off from it. Keep it that same pickup right where Daniel was. The E. Just constant vibration and going right through there. Yeah. No, so buzzy. Like really. Somebody explain to me the difference in sound. Somebody, anyone?
So much buzz.
Yeah, so much buzz. I can't quite hear myself anymore.
Yeah.
Vira, 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 vira. Now, it's maybe not the most pleasant sound right next to it, but
It's really ugly inside my head.
Yeah.
It's
bright.
so ugly.
Bright.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did it feel in terms of ease of singing?
Oh, it's really easy.
Completely away from here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Completely away from
Yeah.
here. It's not that you sound younger, but
It's got more energy to it.
yeah.
It's more
Same thing.
and direction as well.
Same thing, one more time. And
Yeah.
you're sending the E through your eye of the needle. No, not E. Do you hear? You go E, E, and release it open. Yes. E, release. Release open. Yeah. I'm sorry. Easy or hard?
Easy.
Yeah. Okay, so
I feel like a tenor.
But it has this quality. You're gonna sail over the orchestra like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, do me a favor.
Sorry, that's also the other thing is when I sing like that, I feel like I'm just yelling at everyone rather than saying, "Oh, I remember those beautiful days."
Yeah.
It doesn't, and so it's sort of need to be a little schizophrenic and being like, "This is how I sing, and this is where the emotion is,"
Yeah.
and it can feel really disconnected if it's not like totally 100% programmed in that is where I sing, and no matter what I do, that'll come out.
But going back a little bit to Mia, we're deconstructing right now.
Absolutely.
So this is
Like a
about
burrito.
finding where that easy high placement
Yeah,
is
that's
that's
great.
totally solid on the breath.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's try it again
Yeah.
on an E and think E Don't go to I.
Yeah.
Constantly recreating that E vowel, and think the beauty of the sound, of the words that you're saying. Just think the words, but still do it on E. Let's see what that feels like. And E. Text. See the beauty. Caress it. Yeah. Caress. E. Caress it. E. Release. Yeah. No, we don't even have to know what words you're singing, and and we get the feeling of it. It becomes quite musical that way. E is kind of an assaulting vowel. Okay? So, can we go back and add the words?
Absolutely.
But your mission now, we're not going to emote, we're not going to be musical.
Okay.
Your mission is to find that height and that.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? No musical, no musicality. Buzz.
Ravviso,
Yes.
luoghi ameni,
Yes.
in cui lieti, in cui sereni.
Great. Now let's try one thing.
Yeah.
Let's go and take 15% off the gas pedal.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
But do you hear how that's staying right up there?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it sounds like you could sing 4 hours like that.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about your stamina. I'm not worried about anything that you're doing. It's right in that place. You're releasing those things open, so you're not stacking. You're not taking big, wide breaths.
Yeah.
But all this color is coming out in your sound. It's great. So now just let's see what it feels like if you don't come off your voice, but you don't gun it at 100%. Go to like 72. Lots of vibrancy. It's still E, and don't go V. It's okay, and it's going already.
Tranquillo, iri passai della prima.
Yeah, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Della prima. And then you find your. Look at Verdi, he's giving you E vowels all over the place. Della prima, go, and don't get big and wide and drop.
Della prima gioventù, cari luoghi, io vi trovai, cari luoghi, io vi trovai, ma quei di non trovo più.
E.
Vi ravviso, o luoghi ameni.
Don't die, keep going.
In cui lieti di passai della prima gioventù.
Breathe here, release. Yeah. Do you feel how these reset moments to open and finish and I like this a lot.
Cool.
The size of the voice is not diminished. If anything, it actually is more, right?
Yeah.
Not that that's important. But the thing is, you're not going for size of sound or presenting your voice as, oh, I'm a bass. you're singing in a very healthy, free, consistent place where if it's up there, you can do anything. You can go louder, you can go soft, you can go high, you can low, because it's just.
Yeah.
If it's a tank, there's only one thing it can do, which is, pretty much. And if you're going to do all this stuff, you should sing Handel. You should sing all this Raimi. Get the voice moving.
Yeah.
Italiana, I want to hear you in Italiana.
Yeah.
I want to hear Zarastro. I want to hear Basilio. And then I want to hear Simon Boccanegra. But I want to hear Simon Boccanegra at 40 when you have this youthful thing there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Where it's going there and it's not.
Yeah. And the key is when it feels easy to you and buzzy, even if it doesn't sound good, because it's loud in there, I'm sure. But when it has that ease and that buzz, you know you're on the right track.
Yeah.
Because it's not costing you anything.
Yeah. It does, what I used to sing with my larynx kind of really high and tight. And so I've been working a lot on kind of, just kind of, letting that go. And then right now what I'm working on is exactly this, to try to kind of open up here as well.
If you get that E-vowel, do you feel the larynx engaged?
Yeah, it feels a little bit sort of high and tight right now.
Okay.
So it just feels like it's a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like.
Was it when we were just doing the E-vowel? Did you feel it then too?
Yeah, then too, a little bit. It's like I just need to. It's kind of like walking a tightrope. I just need to find how to walk there, but without, like walking like this. So it's
a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
right there, but I'm also like relaxed as I'm kind of going there, and it's not a sort of. I need to drive it that way.
Yeah, we don't want it driving.
It's a balancing act.
Yeah, and when you start with that E-vowel, it's very easy to go in this thing, and we don't want that. But it's a chance to show you the distance between this. Yeah. I never think about my larynx, so I don't know how to answer that question. So that we should call it a day. No, but listen, I think this idea is, and it will go into Basilio, it will go into Zarastro. You had a huge day yesterday in bringing that personal, intimate, real quality to Zarastro. If you keep going on that, then all of a sudden you're presenting a bass voice that is human and not stock and not a caricature. And if you go in this youthful, really lithe way, all of a sudden you're bringing a bass who's not a caricature and not stock, who has longevity ahead of him.
Yeah.
And freshness and clarity of sound, which is very exciting. You'll find it with your teacher to find that balance where this is settled as it needs to be, but it's happening up here.
Yeah.
And the release of the breath is huge.
Yeah, and it's most obvious when I'm not doing it in brand new pieces.
Yeah, but it's a good chance to work it in.
Absolutely.
In the right way.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Anthony.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's 6 o'clock, and I know this class goes till 6. If anybody has to leave, please leave. If there is a little question or two, I'd be happy to take that. But yes. If you don't mind to come into the middle. I'm so sad these 3 days are over. It went like lightning. Yeah. Wow. I love you guys. Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
I forgot it's not on. Or it's for them. How do you rebound from discouragement?
How do you rebound from discouragement? That might be the only question we need today. Actually, that will be the only question. This career and the journey as a young artist, it is rife with discouragement. And at every level. At every level. There is discouraging things that happen. And it can be personal, you know. I used to know how to sing that aria, now it's not so easy. Or I didn't get the review that I wanted. Or she got that role and I was really hoping to get. There's discouragement. It's a landmine. a minefield of discouragement. And just knowing that, I think, is half the battle. And knowing that you're not alone, that every singer, artist has discouraging days, moments, periods, seasons, and they're of varying intensity. My approach to that, let's say, for example, you do an audition season and you audition for all the big young artist programs and you don't get into any of them. That's really discouraging, because then it's easy to go into this place of, I must not have it. And that might be true. You might not have it. A lot of people who are doing that audition circuit don't have it. And that breaks my heart to say it, but it's true. Or you might have it, but it's not together yet. The best way that I've found through that is to prepare myself and to invite really honest critique, in the hopes that if it's honest and constructive, not all of it is, sometimes it's toxic and destructive, but if you can kind of find a sense of the intention from the other person or the other source of that, if they have your best interest at heart, there's probably some information in there that you need to hear. And it might be you don't have it. Now, when I was young, I don't think there's many people that thought I had it. They didn't say I don't have it, but I certainly didn't have it together. I don't know what it was inside of me. It wasn't self-confidence, and it wasn't knowledge. I think it was maybe stubbornness or this kind of, I think I have it. I think I do. I didn't know it, but I thought I did. And as I was not getting passed on, or I was being overlooked or being discouraged upon, there was something in me asking the question, why don't they get it? Why don't they see it in me? And the work that lay in store for me was really a little bit learning technique, figuring out the mechanism. So much of it was letting go of things, of letting go of the idea that this is what an opera singer is supposed to do. And I'm supposed to be right. I have to get everything right. And it's the coaching right. Okay, the double L and right. Oh, the carabiner. Okay, I stand like a guy. Right. And okay, and legato and seducer. Okay, right. And get it. Okay, I have to be right. And I'm in a cage. So I had to learn what it was that I wanted to say, why I wanted to say it, and with that honest criticism, start to address the things that weren't working. Anytime I asked for criticism, I had to be ready for the answer. And that's scary, because oftentimes it's really hard to hear, and we're dealing in an art form where it's not the piano. It was a little out of tune. The voicing isn't right on the treble. It's a little, I couldn't do what I do with my Mozart. It's here, it's us. It's me. And somebody is telling me it's not good or I don't have it. So all of that discouragement and criticism and things that come, for some reason, I was able to look at it as a chance to grow and get better. And if I approach those discouraging moments with that thing, what do I need to learn from this? It took the heat off. I mean, I have my moments of crying and disappointment and all of that, and I allow myself to feel that. But then I've got work to do. So what do I need to learn from this? I am 99% sure for those singers that don't have it, no, I'm sure of this, that the journey they're on now will lead them to the place where they need to be. And what they have to learn in this. You guys have seen a tiny percentage of it in these 3 days here. How much stuff we talk about physically, mentally, psychologically, spiritually, all this stuff. So much going on. All that they're looking at in that period is going to inform them and prepare them and propel them to the next thing. And that's never a bad thing. Those singers that have it but don't have it together yet are on this glorious struggle to get it together. And it might work and it might not, but what they learn along the way is great. So I try and take that discouragement, feel it, learn from it, and evolve. And so far, I've survived. And I've learned and I've grown, and I'm better for all of those horrible, horrible, horrible moments. So it can be a very positive thing. Yes. I want to thank all of you guys for coming out, for creating such a safe playground for our amazing singers. Thank you to Carnegie Hall, to Medici TV, to the Weill Music Institute. Please do Google it, it's amazing. And I think we're gonna see you probably next October, maybe, we'll see. Can I, first of all, Justina and Adam, amazing pianists, you guys.